them in a very concise, narrow message, because we would like to propose to our principal setting up the coordinator position for next school year. We did work on the job description and all the responsibilities of that coordinator position. So we are going to hopefully persuade them in a very nice way, because we don't have that power base yet in order to demand it.
Well, we will be working on that, building our coalition with identified partners and trying to bring in other partners that we, throughout the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, at this point, we just are kind of nicely asking, considering that it is such a good fit with what the objectives of our UIP is as a school, our Unified Improvement Plan, and really just kind of using that district language and using what the objectives that have already been set by our principal as a way to say, hey, well, these are your goals, these are also our goals, and the community school model can be the mechanism to achieve that.
And something I would say just for the audience, so you guys know, Risley is year 7 on the accountability clock in Colorado. That is the furthest school in the entire state. So they're
it's a 5-year clock, right?
Yeah, so they're 2 years past this clock. And Kuba, who's not here, he's the assistant principal, was telling us that, they have been given their carte blanche to what do you want to do with positions, what do we need to do. So it might feel like, and I've talked to Kyle about this, that they're moving too quick, but there's a different level of sense of urgency and a need to propose something. And so I think there's been a little bit of a different story here than maybe a school that's not that far on the clock. And then these community forums, we were showing the pictures in the background. Robert has done 3 of those, and like the first one was attended by 80 people, and it was mainly community organizations. So theirs is very different in that they had kids, community, parents, and so there's really a lot of energy here to do something like this. And the principal, superintendent, and director of innovation has been present. Ted even presented one of these one night. There's a different level of energy of like, okay, so what are we gonna do? We've been having these monthly forums, and we have not been called. I mean, I'm talking a lot, but we haven't dropped the whole community school model just yet.
Yeah, we've kind of been sprinkling in that language here, but now that we have a better understanding of what it's all about, we're definitely going to take, that more head-on approach in terms of, listen, we went to this institute and we think that this model is going to be exactly what we need to see the types of outcomes that we're looking for. And in addition to the 7 years in turnaround, we're also 4 years in innovation, right? So these innovative practices or strategies are supposed to turn us into a performing school, but they haven't, right? And I think that's going to be a good point for us to make with these people that we want the outcomes, and this is going to be the mechanism to do it.
And I think one of our big takeaways has been, even though we seem like we're rushing with some of these elements, like our coalition building and our needs assessment, we feel like we really need to slow down there, because we felt like, oh, we're doing all this work, but we're maybe superficially digging into something.
But at the same time, like, everybody within the community is like really excited and really wants to see things done like yesterday, right? So we're gonna sprinkle in those like small wins, as Kyle said, the low-hanging fruit that we can grab and show to the audience, and show to all the attendees, like, well, we are starting this cooking class, and we have yoga now every Monday, and we're going to be bringing in some local artists to teach an after-school program about mural making, right? So these small wins that we could present to everybody to really keep that excitement and energy going, and to show them that, hey, we are accomplishing things, but we also need to dig even deeper in terms of what the root causes are of some of these issues and problems that we face. So that's really one valuable thing that we learned from here, is that take it a little slower, and let's have everybody, let's dig a little bit deeper and use the the fishbone model that Kyle had mentioned on Thursday, and Cassie also sent me a little helpful guide. And like I said, just digging really deep into the root causes of why we face all these problems.
One of the nice things for us is the superintendent is really invested in the east side. In fact, this is her niece and nephew that attend our school.
She went to the school,
Yeah.
and she's a member of the Facebook page. I was looking at that earlier.
Yeah.
So
So,
she
like-
knows this is happening.
Yeah, she knows that it's happening, and I just recently posted something yesterday with a picture of Bob and everybody, and I said, you know, in the post, community schools for Pueblo. So even though she may not have like the complete understanding of what the community school model is, she knows that this is an initiative that we're pushing for, and she's, you know, at least somewhat aware of it.
Questions?
Yeah.